binomial distribution CBSE from probability. 4 or 6 marks most expected question. चलिए बनते हैं इस टॉपिक में जीरो से हीरो. Let's get started. So now binomial distribution requires something like Bernoulli Trials. Now what are Bernoulli Trials? Do I love math or do I hate it? Do I go to this place or do I not? Do I say a yes? Do I say a no? So in short, whenever you come across these questions where the answer is a complete yes or a no, then in that case you have to remember the Bernoulli trials. That means first thing is they are finite in number. So if I'm conducting an experiment, doesn't mean it is going to continue indefinitely. No, it will stop somewhere. For instance, if I'm rolling a die, doesn't mean I'm going to roll forever. I'll be told that I have to roll it 5 times, 10 times, 15 times. So, finite. Secondly, they are independent events. What do I mean by independent? Simple, when I'm not depending on anything. For example, I have this bag and I say it has 4 red and 6 black balls. Okay? Now, if I ask you what is the probability of getting 1 red ball? So, obviously you would tell me it is 4 upon 10. Now, I tell you that once I take out a ball, I put it back. So, what is the probability of getting the second red ball? Again, it's 4 by 10. Now, since I'm taking it out and replacing it, so the probability of getting the third red ball would still be 4 by 10. Probability of the second red ball does not depend on the first one because I am replacing it. But अगर मैं उसको वापस ना रखती, that means if I am not replacing them, so in the first go it was 4 by 10, but once it is out, there are only 3 remaining. So next would be 3 by 9, next would be 2 by 8. These are dependent, dual. Also another name dichotomous. In short, जिसका आंसर है हाँ या ना. That means it will always have 2 outcomes, either a success or a failure. So any event which you can categorize under success or failure, yes or no, true or false, that is dual in nature. So such events, and this one is kind of obvious with this. Probability remains the same for every trial. So as I just mentioned, if I am replacing it back, if they are independent events, probability of getting a red ball or a black ball would stay the same throughout. Now boss, ये success and failure का क्या चक्कर है? Well, when you are given a question, all you are going to do is, you would say let x, which is a random variable, do let me know in the comment section below if you want me to make a separate video for random variable, mean and variance under probability. I'll be happy to do. Okay, so x, you would define something that you want, जो आपको चाहिए as your success. Alright, and whatever you don't want is taken as the failure. So you define that. Now, if I say small p is the probability of one success. For example, in this question, if I say getting a red ball is my success, then probability of one success is 4 by 10 and it will stay 4 by 10 forever if I tell you I'm replacing it back. Correct? Secondly, let's say small q is the probability of one failure. Now, if I'm defining red ball, now if I'm defining getting a red ball to be my success, then what is my failure? Obviously getting the other one, the black ball. So, probability of one failure from here is 6 by 10. And since we are replacing back the balls, it stays 6 by 10 forever. So that means probability remains the same for every trial, whether it is success or it is failure. Now, as I mentioned, Bernoulli trials are finite. So suppose I say there are n trials. Now I want to know how many times did I taste success. So let's say r times I am successful. So obviously n minus r times, that means I fail in a given situation. Okay. So how does this binomial distribution help you? The question you would get is an event which has finite number of trials, मतलब वो कहीं ना कहीं खत्म होगा, and the events are such that they are independent in nature, dichotomous in nature, that means उनका आंसर हाँ या ना है. In that case, finding how many times did you get your success. So if R times its success, that means out of n, I got my success R times. And as we just said, probability remains the same. So probability of first success is P, probability of second success is P, third success is P. So probability of R successes should be P raised to power R. But boss, the remaining, that means the remaining n minus R times success of one failure is Q. So success of second failure is also Q, third is also Q. So Q raised to power n minus R, this becomes the formula. इस एक formula से you can solve all the questions very quickly. Please make a note and then I'll explain it to you. Now suppose I'm taking the same example that there is a bag with 4 red and 6 black balls. Now number of trials, let's say number of trials are 7. So 7 times I'm taking out a ball from the bag. I want to know what is the probability of getting 3 red balls out of these 7. Okay, and I'm replacing it back. So n is the number of total trials. Now if my success, I will first say let my success be getting a red ball. So probability of one success is 4 by 10. Alright, which you can simplify and say is 2 by 5. Probability of one failure is 3 by 5. Here failure is simply getting a black ball. Okay, so if I want to know what is the probability of getting 3 red balls, so x is equal to 3. Simple hai boss, in place of this n, you have the number of trials which are 7, C, 3, P is 2 by 5, raised to power R which is 3 upon Q which in this case is 3 by 5 raised to power n minus R which is 4, and bingo, that's the required answer. It is as simple as that. Now let's look at the question which came in CBSE 2004. Very simple. First of all, thrown 7 times, so n is 7. Your success which is x is getting a sum of 7. The first part, so what is the probability of getting the sum of 7? Now if you're rolling 2 pair of dice, how do you get 7? You get 7 by getting 1 and 6, 6 and 1, 2 and 5, 5 and 2, 3 and 4, 4 and 3, and that's it. Then you will again repeat 5, 2 and 6, 1. So what is the probability of getting one success? We denote by small p. So as you can clearly see, it's 6 upon 36 or 1 by 6. Then what is the probability of getting a failure? Failure here is not getting a sum as 7. Obviously it is 1 minus 1 by 6 which is 5 by 6. Now why am I saying it should be 1 minus 1 by 6? Please note, since these events are dichotomous, या तो आंसर हाँ है या ना है, या तो आंसर sum of 7 है या sum of 7 नहीं है. So in that case, these two, it has a peculiar property that P plus Q would always add up to give you 1. That means they are exhaustive in nature. So simple sa funda hai. This is what you get. The first part says no success. So probability of x is 0. I simply plug in the formula 7c0, P raised to power 0, Q raised to power n minus 0. 7c0 is 1. P raised to power 0 would be 1. Q in this case is 5 by 6. So 5 by 6 raised to power 7 is the simple answer to part 1. Same way, when I want 6 successes, then in that case it is 7c6, P raised to power 6, Q raised to power 7 minus 6, that's 1. 7c6 would be the same as 7c1. Answer is 7. p raised to power 6 means 1 by 6 raised to power 6 into 5 by 6, and that's your answer. Now third part, at least means कम से कम, at most means ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा. So at least 6 successes. So that means either I will get 6 successes or I will get 7 successes or nothing. Boss, number of trials ही 7 है. Only 7 times you are throwing a die. So either you would get your success 6 times or you will get it 7 times. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं. Because now for x equal to 6, I will directly put this part. So it will be 7c6 p raised to power 6 q1, and for this one 7c7 p raised to power 7 q raised to power 0. That's it. Same way, when I say at most, that means x is less than equal to 6. Now either I can say probability of x equal to 0 plus 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. या फिर क्या है simple way? You found this, so simply say 1 minus probability of x more than 6. Okay, which is the same as saying 1 minus probability when x is exactly 7. So 7 times you're tasting success. Simply 1 minus that, which will be 1 minus, this would be x equal to 7. So 7c7 p raised to power 7, which is 1 by 6 raised to power 7, and that's your answer. Question number 2, again a very important question. In a hurdle race, a player has to cross 10 hurdles. So they are already telling you that there are 10 hurdles. So finite, n is equal to 10. The probability of clearing a hurdle is 5 by 6. Now read the question carefully. What is the probability that he will knock fewer than 2 hurdles? Knock matlab he is not able to clear the hurdle, वो hurdle गिरा देता है, right? Now the question says what is the probability he will knock fewer than 2 hurdles. Now you have to see number of trials are already 10. What do you want to define your success in this question? It's your choice, boss. If you feel clearing a hurdle has to be a success, take it as that. Since we are interested in knocking down the hurdle, so you can also say the success is knocking down a hurdle. So small p, which is probability of one success. Now probability of clearing a hurdle was 5 by 6. So that means probability of knocking down the hurdle is 1 by 6 and probability of failure in this case is 5 by 6. मतलब जरूरी नहीं है कि यहाँ clearing a hurdle 5 by 6 दिया है तो that has to be taken as success. You can define success to be anything. Okay, once we've done that, so what is the probability of knocking fewer than 2 hurdles? Fewer means less than 2. So less than 2 means either the person knocked down 0 hurdles or he or she knocked down only 1 hurdle, not equal to 2. Fewer means less than. So here I'll simply have 10c0 p raised to power 0 q raised to power 10 plus 10c1 p raised to power 1 q raised to power 9. Simple application of the formula. 10c0 has to be 1, p raised to power 0 has to be 1. This will be 5 by 6 raised to power 10 plus 10c1 will be 10. P, which is 1 by 6 into q, which is 5 by 6 raised to power 9, and you can just simplify it a bit. That's your answer. चलिए जी बढ़ते हैं CBSE 2014 क्वेश्चन की तरफ. 5 cards are drawn successively with replacement. So that tells you that the events are going to be independent because it's getting replaced. Okay. From a well shuffled pack of obviously 52 cards, what is the probability all 5 are spades? First of all, how many are the number of trials? 5 cards are drawn. So n is equal to 5 is the number of trials. Okay. Now, what is your success? Maybe getting a spade. So I say let x be success, which is getting a card which is a spade. So now what is the probability? First of all, P. What is the probability of getting one spade card? How many spades do you have? 13 out of 52. So 13 on 52 is how much? 1 by 4. That's the probability of one success. So obviously, what is the probability of one failure? 3 by 4. Okay ji. Now all 5 are spades. So probability of x equal to 5. So it is going to be 5c5 p raised to power 5 q raised to power 0. 5c5 1. P is 1 by 4 raised to power 5, and that's your answer. Same way, second part, only 3 are spades. So x equal to 3. So you have to do the same formula. 5c3 p raised to power 3 q square. Of course, you can put in the relevant values. And finally, none is a spade, so my success is 0. Doesn't matter. I have 5c0 p to the power 0 q raised to power 5. Plug in the right values and that's your answer. Let's talk of question number 4, CBSE 2012. How many times must a man toss a fair coin so that probability of having at least one head is more than 80%? कितना टेढ़ा मेढ़ा सा question है, but very simple. First of all, how many times must a man toss a fair coin? So they are asking you to find this n. They don't know how many times or what are the number of trials. So n is something which we have to find. Further, let's look at the detail. They say probability of having at least one head. So that means getting a head is my success. Okay, so x is success, which is getting a head. Now boss, there is one coin getting a head, the probability is half. What is the probability of failure? Getting a tail, which is also half in this case. Now the entire secret lies in this one line. Probability of having at least one head. So that means at least one success is more than 80%. Is more than 80%. This is given to you. So x greater than equal to 1. So that means they are trying to say probability of x greater than equal to 1 is more than, I can say, 4 by 5. Now more than 1, I don't know how many trials. So either you will say probability of x equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 till n. Boss, कितना calculate करोगे? नहीं कर पाओगे. So rather be smart. Say it is the same as 1 minus probability of absolutely no success is greater than 4 by 5. This means probability of x equal to 0. Now if I shift this to my right side, I'll get probability of x greater than 0 is less than 1 minus 4 by 5. So 1 minus 4 by 5 is 1 by 5. What did I do? I'm just trying to explain in the detail. I moved this term to the right. And now I move this term to my left. 1 minus 4 by 5 is greater than probability of x equal to 0. So in short, probability of x equal to 0 is less than 1 by 5. Okay, I hope this makes sense. ठीक है जी, what is probability of x equal to 0? Boss, our formula. It is NC0, p raised to power 0, q raised to power n minus 0 is less than 1 by 5. This means NC0, which is going to be 1, p raised to power 0, p and q both are half. So this gives me half raised to power n is less than 5. Or if I take the reciprocal, you know the rule, right? The sign gets changed. 2 raised to power n is greater than 5. When? What should be n? If you put n equal to 1, 2 is greater than 5? No. If you put n equal to 2, 2 square, which is 4, is greater than 5? No. When you put n equal to 3, that makes a 2 cube, which is 8, is more than 5. 2 raised to power 4 more than 5. 2 raised to power 5 more than 5. So in short, how many times must a man toss a fair coin? So at least, that means n is greater than equal to 3. मतलब कम से कम you want to toss the coin 3 times if you want your success to be more than 80%. Please make a note. बॉस CBSE वालों को इस क्वेश्चन से प्यार था. Just look at the times it has already repeated itself. Find the probability distribution. So if you don't know what is probability distribution, comment in the section below. I can make a separate video. Of the number of doublets. Doublets means 1, 1, 2, 2, so on till 6, 6. In 4 throws of a pair of dice. Okay. So that means first of all the number of throws are total 4. Now what do you want? Doublets. That's your success. If X is your success, so you can say getting a doublet is your success, right? This is what you have. Now what is the probability of one success? Now how many times can you get a doublet when a pair of die is rolled? 4 times. So 1, 1, 2, 2. So there are 6 outcomes out of total 36. So 6 by 36, which is obviously 1 by 6. So that tells us the failure, probability of one failure is 5 by 6. अब आते हैं question पे. Now probability distribution always wants you to make a table. So X being the random variable, that means what all outputs can you get? Obviously if you're throwing a pair of die, now how many times I can get a doublet? Either never, or once, or twice, or thrice, or 4 times, and that's it, because your n is 4, so I have to stop here. Now what is the corresponding probability? This is the probability distribution table. So if I'm saying my success is 0, simple है boss, 4c 0, p to the power 0, q to the power 4. Now you will put the relevant values of P and Q. Same way, this is 4C1 P Q cube, 4C2 P square Q square, 4C3 P cube Q, 4C4 P raised to power 4, Q is obviously 0. Put in the values and don't forget the basic rule of probability distribution. All these when you add should end up giving you the answer 1. वो नहीं आया तो there is some problem. Please make a note. Now this was a very मजेदार question in CBSE 2015. Also your do it yourself, but don't worry, I'm going to help you with it. A man takes a step forward with probability 0.4 and backwards with probability 0.6. Okay. Find the probability that at the end of 11 steps, he is just 1 step away from the starting point. First of all, the number of total steps that he is taking is 11. These become the number of trials. Now, how is this Bernoulli? Because either the person is going forward or moving backwards. So a yes or a no. Now they have not told you what is success. So good, you decided. Suppose I say my success is the person moving forward. So let's say stepping forward is my success. Then what is the probability small p? 0.4. That makes it 4 by 10. Obviously your Q, which is moving backward, you are considering as your failure, 6 by 10. Okay ji? Now what does it mean? He is just 1 step away from the starting point. When will this happen? This was the only tricky part in the question. Now please see, 11 times he is walking. Suppose he started from here. Okay, so maybe he takes 1 step here and then he moves back. Okay, next time he moves back and then moves back, then suddenly takes 1 step ahead. So basically this combination. Now the situation is that the person is either 1 step on the right, which is forward, or 1 step backward. Which one is it? It is simple. If the person is taking 6 steps ahead and 5 backward, then he is 1 step forward. Simple. Same way, so away does not tell you forward or back. Same way, if a person is taking 6 steps backward and only 5 forward, then he will be 1 step backward from the starting point. In short, x has to be 5 or x has to be 6. बस इतनी सी बात थी. So that means you had to find probability of x equal to 5 or means plus or x equal to 6. Now you have everything in place. Please find out quickly Now, how would you guys tell me what is the correct answer? Here are few options. BD1, which is this, BD2, which is this, or BD3, which is this. Note down the options carefully and comment fast in the section below, because you know the top 3 correct answers always get named in my upcoming videos. And ये BD लिखना भूलना नहीं, otherwise I will not consider your answer. Please make a note. Okay जी, मजा आया? Do you think you can get those 4 or 6 marks in your pocket very quickly? If yes, then make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, share it with all the people around you, and if you haven't done that so far, make sure to subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely free. Also, don't forget to check out the various playlists on my channel, and especially for CBSE Boards Class 12th. I would see you with a new video very soon. Until then, bye-bye.